Hi, welcome to our third installment of our October series focusing on the family. So today we're going to talk about selecting qualified caregivers. You want to make sure that the type of caregiver that you are selecting goes along with the type of care that they need to be providing. If you are looking for a general respite care provider, you want to contact the local mental health facility in your area, and you want to get on a list for the providers. How it works in Texas and in my current area is a parent calls and says, I want to have a respite care provider come to my home on, for my children. You will have an intake information meeting, and you will have to go through an application process. Just follow through the process and that will be able to get you there. When you are going through a mental health facility, those care providers have been background checked. They have been trained specifically by the mental health facility. It is all required through Medicaid to employ and contract specific and qualified caregivers for whatever program that they are qualified for. You want to make sure that your caregiver is old enough, is over 18, has a high school degree or, some college in education or psychology, that sort of thing. You also want to make sure that that person, you can run a background check on a person, and you want to make sure that they, do not have any felonies or any type of inappropriate things that may come up on their background, obviously. These are just, specific things that you want to make sure that your child is going to be safe. Then after you've done all that and you have made an application for these people and you're interviewing people, the way an interview looks is it is a sit-down interview with this person, and usually it's going to be in your home. If you're not comfortable with having strangers come to your home right away, you can always meet at a church or a library. A university sometimes has meeting rooms for the public, that sort of thing. Find a neutral place. Sometimes I've even gone and met people at Starbucks or Barnes & Noble's in their little cafe. You can conduct an interview in many different places outside of your home. However, if you decide to do it in your home, that's a good thing as well, because then the service care provider can also get to know you and the environment that they're going to be working. Now, some parents want their service care provider to meet their child on the very first meeting. Personally, I prefer to always meet and interact with the parent first, even if it's not at their home, even if it is at a neutral location. I prefer not to be distracted by meeting and interacting with the child. And there's reasons behind that, and that is because I'm really trying to listen and get to know you as a parent and what you're expecting within the time that I'm going to be caring for your child or providing that service. Also, I would suggest not to do your interview alone. Have someone there, a support person, someone, another family member that can take notes for you and be a second set of ears. You may be focusing on things that don't really have anything to do with the quality of care that the person can be giving your child. And if you have a second person there, then obviously they are going to fill in those gaps that you might be missing, and then help you reflect on what those interviews look like. So always go with your gut. You are a mama or a daddy, and you know your child better than anyone. You know what your child needs more than anyone. You are your child's advocate. And if your gut tells you this person just isn't right, no matter what that person looks like on paper, go with your gut. You know what is going to benefit your child. And if you are hesitant, or if you're in between two different people, let's say there's two caregivers that you really like and you just can't make a decision, then what I suggest as the next step is to have those caregivers come into your home, meet your child, interact as a play date or a time that you are there to observe your child with that person and interact with them. Then that may be able to help you balance out who to select. It's always a good idea to have a backup. It's okay to select two people. If you are going through a mental health facility, then you can select two people, and they can be available for different types of services, such as one person may be better qualified to take your child into a community setting, or one person is more comfortable with being in your home as a respite care provider, like that. It's okay to have two providers on your, contact list. And finally, know that just because you select someone and they've come into your home and they've been working with your child and things kind of change, maybe your child doesn't get along with that person, or maybe it just turns out that that person just wasn't a good fit for your family, do not be afraid to let that person know. Do not be afraid to put out applications and meet new providers. You are here to hire and to place with your child the best caregiver that can provide the best type of service. So I know it's intimidating. I know it can be a tedious task to select a caregiver for your child, but if you go through the steps in a good, concise order and you have that support with you, then you will be able to select the right person for your family. You can always go to my website at www.tbex.net/getting-help. There are numerous links that you can follow. Some are free links and some are part of our members only section. Keep up the great work. I know it's difficult. This is sometimes a very intimidating and stressful task that we are faced with. But you've got this. You know what your child needs. And remember, anything you do, do it on purpose. Thank you for staying tuned into my channel. Please give this video a like if you enjoyed today's topic and share with your friends. If you haven't already, subscribe and set your notifications to see the upcoming weekly Friday at 6 p.m. videos.